It's time for an editing vlog. So we are in draft 2 mode for Project Road Trip, and that's exactly what this video is all about. You are going to see me editing my first draft and getting it ready to send to my editor. That's a long story. You'll have to watch the video to find out how my editing process will work. But you're gonna learn a few different things in this video. So first and foremost, how I'm motivating myself to write, which is, to put it simply, stickers. Also a deadline, which you'll also find out about later on. I'll also find out about it later on. Mandy from the future is filming this. And lastly, I'm gonna tell you the six things that I am looking for when I am editing the first draft. And yeah, so let's jump into it. Hello everyone, my name is Mandi Lynn. I'm an author, book cover designer, and the creator of the Book Launch Planner. And let's talk about editing. So there's a few things you need to know first, because first half is going to be like tips, tricks, and FYI, and then the second half will be the vlog itself, because I know you guys love vlogs. So first things first, when you watch the vlog, you're gonna see me use 2 different charts to track, well, I guess it's 3 different charts. You're gonna see me use 3 different charts to track myself. And the first one I use to track my editing is the Book Launch Planner itself. So in the Book Launch Planner, there are monthly spreads like this where you can start using it whenever you want. So there's a spot to write the month, and then you can add on these sticker tabs so you can customize the calendar to whenever you want to start using it. Now I go all out and I decorate it as well. So as you can see, I have it decorated for the new year and I'm in love with it. But basically, I decorate it to motivate myself, and then I have these editing stickers, and you can get all the stickers featured here down below. You can get it at thebooklaunchplanner.com. You can get the planner as well as the stickers. This month I use the Editing Pages notepad sticker. And that's just because I track my editing by the number of pages I edit. You can also get the chapter one. It's the same thing, except you can write down how many chapters you edited in a day rather than pages. But either way, you'll see me use this and just place the stickers down, and on the sticker I write down how many pages I edited that day. Pretty straightforward. The second and third tracker I use is in my Silk & Sonder planner. So I'm an affiliate for Silk & Sonder. I love them. It's basically, if you love bullet journals but you're too lazy to make the actual spreads, like myself, then you can get a Silk & Sonder planner, and they send you a new one every single month. This is the one for January. It has habit trackers, mood trackers, a bunch of different things that change every single month. And in the back there are also pages where you can do just regular bullet journal spreads. So I have 2 different pages that I used to track editing. One is a chart, and you can see there's a few different columns. The first column is what day it is. The second column is my goal for how much editing I should be doing that day. And then the third column is how much editing I actually got in that day. And then the fourth column is the total, so like what page I'm at in the manuscript. And then lastly, you see another little chart down here. That's just the goals. So every time I reach a goal, I can fill in the bubble. So we have like 50 pages, 100 pages, 150 pages, 200 pages, and then when I actually finish writing the manuscript. Then on the flip side, of course I decorated it with washi tape to match the pages I did in the bullet journal. This is a different chart. So on the bottom, we have the days of the month, so like 1 through 31. And then on the left-hand side, we have the pages. And I do it by every 10 pages, so it goes 10, 20, 30, 40. You get the idea. So then I can make this cool little chart to track my progress of how well things went and how much I got done. And you can see I tend to have a bit of lulls at the beginning of the month, and then towards the end of the month there's like a spike of productivity when I realize that a deadline is approaching. You'll notice that pattern in my vlogs. I work well under pressure. Again, if you want to check out Silk & Sonder, they will be linked down below. They're an awesome company, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it because I do. Alright, so now let's jump into the 6 things that I'm editing in draft 1, and I have it all written on this handy dandy little notebook. Number 1 is that I'm editing the tense of my novel. So when I write in first person, which is what this book is written in, I tend to write in first person present. However, when I write in third person, I write in third person past. It's just, I have 2 different writing styles depending on the story and what fits best for that story. This story in particular works best for first person present. However, because I occasionally switch to third person past tense, every now and then in the story it will switch to past tense when it should be present tense. So my goal is to make it all present tense. Number 2, I need to fill in the blanks. And by fill in the blanks, I mean sometimes when I write the first draft, I will put in all caps, insert transition here, insert this scene here, or if it's just a character's name or some detail that I forgot, I put XXX in big caps. That way when I go to edit, I'm like, oh, I need to finish writing that, or oh, I need to go fill this in. Number 3 is that I add visuals. Now, I don't overly add visuals. That's still something that I kind of address more down the line. But some scenes, I have a really bad habit of writing nothing but dialogue. So when I have nothing but chunks and chunks of dialogue, I make sure I add the visuals in, I make sure I add characters' expressions, stuff like that. But I don't go too over the board with it because that's something that, again, I will tackle in like draft 3 or 4. Number 4, I fix show, don't tell. And by that I mean if there's a portion in my book where I'm just telling something instead of showing something, I go ahead and I fix that and I dive into the scene a little bit more to make sure that I'm showing instead of telling. Now there are some spots in this book in particular where I was like, I think it's gonna be boring to show everything. So I'm trying to figure out this fine line of show and tell where it's good writing but it's not boring, if that makes any sense. But that's what editors and beta readers are for. They help you figure out when you should be telling and when you should be showing, because they'll be like, hey, dive into this a little bit more. Number 5, I'm editing my voice. Now, I of course have my own writing style, but every book has its own individual voice. Now, the voice is what kind of the book feels like. Like, is it a happy book? Is it a sad book? I don't know. So for Project Road Trip, I'm very happy to say that it has a pretty established style. And I can say that with confidence because when I sent it to editors to do some sample edits, they commented on the style and the fact that they liked the style and the tone of the book. Now, if you're wondering what exactly the voice of the book is and the tone of the book, it has been described as heartbreaking yet witty, which is exactly what I'm going for. Because I love writing a book that has heartbreaking elements that make you want to cry, but it's also a book that you can laugh at. Like, there's funny moments. Like, I don't know, I feel like it'd be really fun to write a book like that, so that's what I did. Lastly, number 6, I am editing the plot of my book, and this is very big picture plot. By this I mean I'm editing the book to make sure that it still follows the Save the Cat beats, making sure that the pace of it is pretty good. It's hard to break down into what exactly I'm editing because each book is going to have its own needs. For me, when I did a fast read through of the manuscript to start with, because that's how I always work, whenever I have a first draft, I sit down and I do a fast read where I take notes on some big picture problems that need to be fixed immediately. And then from there, I start at the beginning again, and that's when I actually do my deep dive edits. So those are the 6 things I edit, so let's dive into the vlog and you can see me at the very beginning. Today marks day 1 of actually editing. I have my notes. If you can hear a puppy whining, Oh my god, that looks like a mess. Let's not talk about that. Let's go back to here. Yue gets very upset when she can hear me, and also because Mr. Moon is sitting on my chair, and I feel like this vlog is just revealing how freakishly messy my house is. And also, I shall point out that I am wearing an Unis Honest sweatshirt, and if you know, you know, and if you don't, then you missed something really amazing. That's all I have to say. But if you know what Unis Honest is, drop a comment below. I've got a goal of editing a lot today because I'm behind, and we're just gonna see what happens. Long time since I've been in the editing phase of a novel, and I'm remembering how much I hate it. Right now it is January 13th, and I am into the deep, actually they aren't even deep edits. I've just been like slowly going through and cleaning things up and making things make a little more sense, but honestly, like plot wise, besides, like, I know for a fact that I need to fix my finale and make it more, like, slightly more suspenseful, but besides that, I'm not quite sure what else I need to do with my manuscript. But what I have been doing is kind of brainstorming stuff for beta readers, so I've been going through the edits, doing more line edits than anything else. Like, it's not a whole lot of developmental edits, which makes me nervous that it's either a boring book or that I somehow managed to write it correctly the first time around. Editing started off really painful at first, like I forgot how much I hated it, and now it's like kind of getting into the groove of things, and I'm not sure if that means I'm being a lazy editor or what. But I'm not even 100 pages in yet, although the book is only like 225 pages, but that's not like formatted correctly. So the book is actually going to be probably around 300 pages when it's an actual book. But yeah, so I'm almost to the halfway point, which feels good, and I've been feeling good about it. Like, it hasn't been feeling painful, but again, that's making me nervous that I'm not making the edits that maybe I need to. So I'm just all around confused, and I'll check in again later when hopefully I'm less confused. It is January 19th. I haven't done any editing since January 13th. I have no excuse, except I just had a bad habit of putting my writing last, and then by the end of the day, I would be like, I'm tired, I'll do more editing over the weekend, and then the weekend I would be like, I want to relax, I'll do more editing during the week, and then it never happened. So I've edited 77 pages so far out of 218 is the current count to my manuscript right now. I believe since I last talked to you guys, I have officially hired my editor. I will have a separate video where I talk about how I hired my editor, what that process is gonna look like, and all of that. But my manuscript is due to her on the 28th. And it's the 19th, and I'm not halfway through yet. So I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna write some words now. So it's the next day, and I fell down the stairs yesterday, and I'm pretty sure I landed directly on my tailbone because now it hurts to move. And I went to go sit at my desk just now, and it hurt a lot. So it's almost 8:30 right now, and I'm supposed to be editing basically until lunch. And I haven't found a position of sitting that doesn't hurt yet. So I don't know what we're gonna do because I also don't have a standing desk. But I'm just gonna probably suffer through it. Great news, my butt feels better today. The pain has radiated from my tailbone to my spine and my neck. I can feel myself getting older. It is after lunch now, and I did the math to see how much I would have to edit every single day in order to finish, not on time, but actually early. My goal is always to finish early because I'm a slacker sometimes. But the goal is from here on out to edit 20 pages a day, and then I'll be done a couple of days before the manuscript is due to my editor. And I've also come to the conclusion that right now I'm struggling with editing so much because I want to perfect the manuscript, and it's only draft 2. My goal is not to perfect the manuscript because what is gonna happen is that I had draft 1, I'm editing draft 2, and the goal with draft 2 is just to edit the big picture, make things make sense. Then I'm sending it to my editor, and then my editor is writing me an editor's letter, I believe is what it's called. Basically, it's just a letter that tells me big picture wise what I need to fix. And that's it. Just a letter, no inline comments, none of that. And then she sends it back to me. And then I make my edits. I make, once again, the big picture edits. And then I send it back to my editor. And except this time, she is gonna make the inline comments, and then we get down to the nitty gritty. And then that is when things get painful. That is when I will suffer through the edits for real. And I think at the same time as giving my editor, when I send my editor the manuscript to do her inline comments and edits, I think that's when I'm gonna do beta readers. Because right now it doesn't quite feel ready for beta readers, but I'm not quite sure what's wrong with it. So to me, it felt like the best decision was just to send it to my editor since she is willing to work with me for 2 rounds. 2 rounds of developmental edits, just different types of developmental edits. So like I said, first time is just her editor's letter, then I fix it. Second time I send it to her, she does the inline comments, and then at the same time as sending it to her the second time, I'm gonna send it to beta readers. I think. This isn't set in stone, but I thought I'd say it here to see if it sounded like a good idea. We'll see what actually happens, but either way, I'm about halfway through editing today. I think I'm about 10 pages in, so that means I have another 10 pages to go, and then I can call it a day, and we can suffer through this all again tomorrow. second day in a row editing 20 pages. Nothing makes you productive like hiring your editor and being on a deadline. So do you remember how a few clips ago that I said I made a plan to edit 20 pages a day so I could finish early because I'm a slacker? I apparently did my math wrong, and with editing 20 pages a day, I still couldn't finish early. So basically what happened is that when I did that math, I had done the math based off of how many pages the book was when I started. Unfortunately, as what happens when you edit draft 1 and convert it into draft 2 or whatever, you tend to add a lot of pages. I think I've added, I don't know, 7,000 words onto this book, and I don't really know how that happened because I haven't added scenes. This is all just adding extra dialogue, or no, not even dialogue, just descriptors. Like, I just added in descriptors. I actually also, I think I deleted an entire scene as well. So I did a lot of adding on, apparently, without even realizing it. So that meant when I had done my math was way off. So I was supposed to be done editing by the time I filmed this outro. I am not done editing. However, I am proud to say I am on track. So as long as I keep editing 20 pages a day from now, which is Monday, to Thursday, which is, you know, you can do the math, I will be finished in time to send it to my editor. And yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you want more videos like this, let me know. I really enjoy doing vlogs, but it's also like a lot to keep track of, so I want to make sure you guys actually enjoy watching them. But that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys found it entertaining. Maybe it was inspiring. Maybe it helps you want to be productive. I don't know. Just make sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe.